Happy Tuesday and welcome to our live show where we talk about all things Hamilton County, or HAMCO is what we like to call it. If you're new here, this is our roundabout, so to speak. Since there are over 200 roundabouts in the area, we like to talk about them and everything going on around the town. Now, today we are going to be talking about, let me switch this over real quick. Today, specifically, we're going to talk about the controversial topic of Fisher's new decision to have a 10% rental cap on all neighborhoods. And funny enough, Carmel decided to join in on the fun. So we're going to talk about that and see what that means for, honestly, the city, for its residents. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to talk about the Pacers G League that gets a new location and a new name. We're going to talk about 465, or it's called the Loop, is what most of us call it, the 465 Loop. I think almost every major city probably has Loop, so it's not like specific to Indiana, I don't think. But we're going to talk about that and the fact that there might be a new speed limit coming our way. And then we're also going to talk about Hamilton County stats, check out some homes in Westfield this week, since previous weeks we've talked about Fishers, Carmel, and Noblesville. So this week it's Westfield. You guys, I'm still not used to this damn mic that's in front of my face because I feel like it's like in the middle and gets in the way. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section if you have questions, or if I say something and I say it wrong, please correct me, because I can't say that I say everything correct. And then before we dive in, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section of where you're watching from. We like to kind of see where people are tuning in. So let's dive in. So first off, and again, like always, we're getting used to this system, so please forgive me as I fumble through this, so to speak, because it is kind of confusing and I'm getting used to it. Anyways, okay. So for our first topic, we're talking about the rental cap. So let me find that. We're going to share it. We're going to read this little article because it is quite interesting. There we go. Ooh, do we like it down in the corner? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like me down in the bottom corner, so you can actually see the video. Or see the article that we're talking about. So Fishers passes rental cap while Carmel introduces its own. Now, I'm not exactly sure on exactly how Carmel's is going to be different, but Fishers became the first city in Indiana, and I actually think it's the first city in the United States. So it's actually, we're like the first one to ever do this, on Monday, to approve a plan to cap the percentage of single-family rental homes in the community subdivisions and create a registration program for the landlords. Meanwhile, Carmel could follow its Hamilton County neighbors' footsteps after its city council heard an introduction of a similar ordinance to create a rental registry and cap. But an amendment to a bill at the Indiana State House could throw both cities' efforts into question. So I'm very curious about this. First off, the Fisher City Council voted 9-0. So not one person technically voted against it, to approve the ordinance following a 35-minute public hearing session. The ordinance passed the same day that last-minute language was added to House Bill 1389, which would limit local government's ability to restrict vehicle and outdoor equipment sales, to also prevent local governments from instituting rental caps. State lawmakers from both the House and Senate will need to approve the language during the legislative session, which is set to end this week. And it goes on to talk about Mayor Fadden's decision, why they decided it. And so if you live in Fishers, or if you actually live in Hamilton County, this last week, it has been crazy. I myself called a city councilman to kind of talk to him about it. It was really interesting because at the end of the day, I'm going to switch over to a different view so that you guys can see me a little bit more, and then the article on the left. It was interesting because I'd gotten a couple of agents, other local real estate agents that had reached out to me that had said, "Hey, are you, what are you doing to help with this scenario?" And I hadn't dove into it a whole lot. I hadn't looked at the stats. We had a lot going on, but then I started to do so. I also had friends and or neighbors asking me about the ordinance and what it meant. And it got me really thinking because one, I found it very interesting that when I talked to the city councilman, he mentioned that the only people that were calling that were opposing it were real estate agents. The reason I find that interesting is because us as agents, we look into the data, or at least I do. I love data. So I dove really into it to try to kind of understand from both sides because I am a homeowner. I think most homeowners, when they hear renters, they don't want a renter next to them, which I always find very interesting because I have friends that rent and they're amazing individuals and they keep their houses really, really nice. So I'm not one to like put shame on renters because I even have clients that are considering this area and want to explore what that could look like. And so they decide to rent for a period of time to decide what city they want to live in. And so I found it real interesting, this take of this of the arguments on Facebook. You guys, it was so volatile. People were yelling at each other. Um, and I honestly could do an hour or 2 hour long live literally on this topic. But honestly, at this point in time, to try to counter it isn't going to do anything because it got voted in, right? So currently, how it is there is a website. I'll put a link below of a website that you can, if you're a Fishers resident and you want to know what neighborhoods are under 10% currently. I actually think if you are a resident, you need to know this because first off, if I have a client call me right now and say, "Hey, I want to look at a rental in Fishers," or potentially now if Carmel also takes this same approach, "I want a rental in Carmel or Fishers. Can you find me one?" I'm going to go to that map. I'm going to look where there are less than 10% because that's now the new ordinance where you can't go above 10% of rentals within a neighborhood. So I would find the neighborhoods that have less than 10%. And I would recommend he or she consider that neighborhood to purchase a rental. So for you neighbors or homeowners that live in a neighborhood that are less than 10%, I'm going to tell you get ready to have more rentals or not really more, but you're going to get more than you currently have because people are going to try to get to that 10%. The reason I say that is because I actually believe that our rental prices are going to go up because if you limit something, this is just a pure supply and demand. If you limit something, then the demand increases. So if I have a client who wants to move here and wants to rent, now I'm not talking about apartments or condos or stuff like that. Let's say they have dogs or they have a big family and they can't really afford maybe an apartment or a condo. They want a house. Okay. As an investor, that means if there aren't very many rentals because it's been restricted, then that means to a certain extent, I could push my rental cost. And so for investors out there, I think it potentially could be a good thing because you can increase your rental prices. It's not really good though, because then now my clients can't find a property or they're going to have to pay more. So there's so many mixed views because I feel like I'm definitely in the middle. I can see both sides of this. I understand the frustration of being in a neighborhood that did have these hedge funds that came in and purchased a bunch of houses. But the interesting thing about this ordinance is you're grandfathered in. So if you currently have an investment property in any of these neighborhoods, you're grandfathered in. So it's not like it's kicking anybody out. That would be a whole nother issue if that is what it was doing, but it's not doing that. So anyways, I I don't have an opinion yet on if this is truly going to be a good thing or if this is going to be a negative thing and are going to cause other issues in its wake. And we might not even be able to see it until we have a full cycle, which a full real estate cycle traditionally is 7 years. So we might not actually know for a while. So, anyways, what are your thoughts? Put a comment below. Do you think this is good? Do you think it's bad? Are you for it? Are you against it? It will be very interesting when this happens. This right here, House Bill 1389. I just got back from a conference, so I haven't actually had time to research this bill. I'm curious how this bill is going to affect it because, yeah, we're on a wild ride, you guys. It's going to be, especially if Carmel does it. And from what I understand, other cities across the nation who actually had larger amounts of hedge fund companies come in and purchase way more houses, they're fighting an even bigger uphill battle. Whereas currently, at least from my data, the hedge fund companies are not purchasing in Fishers or even Carmel. Our prices really are almost too high. So I questioned, did we actually put a big flag out saying, hey, come by here because you can actually raise your rental your rental, what you charge for rentals. So this should be interesting. Really. Now, it doesn't go into effect until January of next year. So the rest of this year, it's going to be interesting to see what investors in the neighborhoods where they are above 10%, are they going to flee? Or are they going to transition? Are they going to take out their homes in those neighborhoods and go, okay, not here, but I'm going to move them to over here because this ROI on a property that's a higher end property could potentially net me more. So I'm just curious how it's going to go down. I do know that at least across social media on Facebook, all the Fishers Facebook pages, I would say the consensus is that almost everybody is excited about this 10%. And in some ways, I don't disagree because I think that, like there are benefits to having some restrictions and or not having a neighborhood that's taken over by a hedge fund. But I don't think it's as easy of an answer of making this blanket 10%. That's my worry. I think there was a problem. Fishers is trying to solve the problem, but I don't think that this answer, the 10%, is going to solve this problem. So that's where I'm curious to see kind of how it settles out. I will tell you, realtors, if you talk to realtors across the board, we're all really questioning it because there are ramifications that could really happen that aren't going to be good for the city. Or for the area. Anyways, I digress. Let's get on to more happier topics. Because at the end of the day, we don't always want to talk about rental caps and the things that everybody wants to. I don't get into the arguing and yelling at each other. Can we have a conversation about it? And when I talked to the city councilman, we kind of were like, we're going to agree to disagree, because we weren't getting anywhere. So anyways, okay. So that was the first topic, rentals. The next, I'm going to try to pull this up because it was taking a while and it might ka-chug my system a little bit. Nope. Sorry, you guys. Give me just a second while I delete this. Our next topic is something that I haven't tried it yet. It is super popular, not here, but in other areas. Like I said, I haven't been to it. It does look like it's ka-chugging my system, but we're going to try this because I want to get your thoughts. It might ka-chug too much, you guys. Tell me if it won't even let me click. I'm trying. Is it slowing the system down?
I'm like 10 seconds behind you, so I don't know.
I know. He's 10 seconds behind me, but I can tell from my screen that it's
freezing.
Okay. We're just gonna. Okay. Let me close this. It has frozen. Okay. Let's see if it'll come back. Okay. I think I'm back, or at least it looks like I am. My other topic was swig. I can't pull it up because apparently I can't ever pull up, like, you know, when you go to a news like Wish TV or Fox 59 or any of those, what happens is that it has all of these, it has video on the screen, it has pop-ups, it has all these things, and I can never, it just makes my system slow down and ka-chug. So swig is in Carmel. They're also they're in multiple locations. There's one in Indianapolis. I think there's one in Greenwood. Anyways, Swig is a new drink restaurant. Restaurant? Can I say it's a restaurant? I don't know if they have food. You guys, I know very little about Swig. But I swear every time I go to an event now, somebody is carrying one of the Swig drinks. And I've heard that they're amazing. I drink water. That's what's in here, water or tea, and then sometimes coffee if I'm feeling like it, because I do love a really good cup of coffee. But I don't drink pop drinks like soda pop, Coke. Here in Indiana, it's I don't even know because I don't drink it. Anyways, it is like where you can order different mixed flavors. And so I wanted to tell you about it because it's huge. Everybody's talking about it. And I keep seeing these cups. So I want to know, one, do you like Swig? And what is your favorite flavor? So put a comment below on what your favorite flavor is. If I go and try it out, which I will, my kids, the boys would love it. My one son loves Dr. Pepper. And so I know that if I take him to Swig, his mind will blow. And so I should go try it out. I should take them and do a little video of it. But I'm curious what flavor to get. I don't know. I do like vanilla. I do like Coke. I mean, I like the flavor other than the crap that's in it. I do like Dr. Pepper. Did I already say that? Like cream soda. So I think that there's like a cream soda vanilla-y styled. Anyways, I want to know what flavor I should get. So tell me what flavor I should get. The next topic that we're going to talk about, let's see if this one will come up because this is another one where it's on Yahoo Sports. So we're going to see if it'll let me, is the Pacers G team. So let me shrink this. If it'll let me. There we go. Okay. So the Pacers G League, which I've now learned is it's not like the NBA, right? It is the lower level of basketball. Okay. So they are moving to Noblesville's new location. So the Indiana Pacers G League affiliate will have a new home and a new nickname next season. Pacers Sports and Entertainment announced Wednesdays that the Indiana Mad Ants, so that's what it was called before, will become the Noblesville Boom. The nickname honors Bobby Slick Leonard, who coached the Pacers to 529 wins and 3 ABA championships. After coaching the Pacers, he announced games on the radio, creating Boom Baby for people who made three-pointers. So Reggie Miller, this was when Reggie Miller was part of the team. Whenever he would shoot a three-pointer, they would say Boom Baby. So when I saw this, I was super excited. For all of you basketball fans, I think this is a huge win for Indiana basketball, to call it Boom, and then for it to come to Noblesville. So Noblesville, their new arena is being built. It's called the Arena at Innovative Mile. It's at like essentially 469. So you have 465, the loop. Then you have a shoot off that goes then to 69. And so it's 69 and 146th Street, whatever exit that is, because I can't remember. There is this new arena. It's about, it looks like it's bigger than this. It says it's 3,400 seats, 123 square foot arena. The arena construction, it's expected to be completed this summer, and the city expects to draw 65,000 fans annually for games, the team said in a news release. So I'm super excited. It's not as big as Fisher's new event center or arena, but I mean, this is going to be amazing. And it's minutes from my house. It's not very far from Ruoff Music Center, and there's tons of hotels and places that you can stay right around there. It also is right by Hamilton Town Center. So Hamilton Town Center is a great, it looks like I'm lagging again, so I'm going to close this out. It is an event center or not an event center. It is an outdoor mall, Hamilton Town Center, but there's tons of shopping and dining. So if you're visiting, I would say maybe stay in that area because you can have something at the arena, you could have something at the Ruoff Music Center, and then there is tons to do around that little corridor or space. So I'm super excited. Boom, baby. I'm so excited. I remember as a kid yelling that and going to games and getting really excited. So the logo, sorry I didn't show you the logo. The logo is amazing. I'll hopefully put that, maybe we can add that to a video, but it's so cool because of course it's boom. It's not boom baby, just so you know, it's just boom, but I think that people are going to be yelling boom baby again. And it's just like, again, almost like an explosion with boom in the middle. So I love it. I love it for the Pacers G team. Welcome to Noblesville. You're loved. Anyways. Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about the roundabout. But before we do that, I want to kind of take a moment to say thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm trying to kind of engage more, and I say that, but yet I don't even have the chat open. Adam is over there telling me if I get a question or anything. So I don't have anything yet, which is totally fine. A lot of people ask questions in the replay, so I get that. But it's always nice. We want this to kind of be a free space as well. We're going to be doing this every other Tuesday at 2:00. So if you didn't catch this one, but you're like, hey, I want to have a conversation to a certain extent, I have some questions, jump on the next one. I want it to be a safe space where you can ask any questions. I'll dive in to the areas. We have had the question about McCordsville, Fortville. So next week, I am going to be talking about McCordsville, Fortville. We're going to be showing houses on that area as well. I wanted to get through the main four. So the main four being Noblesville, Carmel, Fishers, and Westfield. So I want to get through those before diving into the other areas, the surrounding areas, because I want to talk about Lebanon and Sheridan and Zionsville, and then we'll branch out from there. Because again, I want it to be an inclusive area where we can kind of talk about all the areas. I sell in all of them. Although, yes, I live in Hamilton County, we sell everywhere. Somebody asked me, well, but that's all the way on the other side of town. I listed a house in Terre Haute, and it's like 2 hours away. So anywhere, only because I've lived here for a very long time, I know about most of the areas. I might not know everything, but I know a lot. Okay, so we're going to go. The reason we called this channel a roundabout is because there's so many, like I said at the beginning of the show. And so each week we're going to talk about a new roundabout coming up so that you kind of know, if you're a local here, if that roundabout is going to be right around the corner from you. Because I know for me, I didn't even realize that we were getting a roundabout until they started working on it. And so it's kind of nice to know if there is a roundabout coming up. So sorry, you guys, my nose it's spring. Everything is green. I love it. The temperatures are warming up. But you know what I don't love is allergies. And right now, my allergies are starting to pick up, which is always fun. Okay. So here's our new roundabout road and trail projects coming to Westfield. So you can see here, this is 116th Street and Spring Mill. You guys, this intersection has needed a roundabout. It could have happened years ago. Construction of a 3.5 million roundabout to replace the stoplight at 116th Street and Spring Mill Road will begin on or about May 1st. So get ready, it's coming. According to a recently released list of the City of Westfield's 2025 road project schedule, the city put the project out to bid in October following an agreement in August for land acquisitions on the northwest corner of the intersection. The parcel was the last right-of-way the city needed to acquire before a construction schedule could move forward. So the roundabout is one of several projects on a list that they've been working on. And I think it's great. So here's some other ones. I know I focused on just that one, but here's some other ones. Bridlewood subdivision, concrete patching, 151st Street and Town Road, a roundabout construction, 181st Street, old 146th Street and Town Road. That one needs it. 171st Street and ditch. There's going to be a 90-day closure. So I love seeing these because it kind of just gives you an idea of like, okay, how long do I have to divert myself when I'm traveling from A to Z, right? So anyways, that kind of gives you a good look of what's kind of coming down the pipeline for roundabouts. Roundabout. It's our roundabout. Know if it's cheesy or if it's good or if you're like, ugh, it's not very good. Okay. Next up, we are going to, this is one of those again, I'm going to try. It might get a little glitchy. But the next topic is a big one. And so I really hope this works. Not open it up until I need it. It chugs. Oh, that's a good look. Is it chugging? It's chugging, you guys. Okay. Let's see if I can find it on a different. See if I can find something chug. The system. Okay, well, this is just a Google search, so I'm gonna pull up the Google search for you. Let's see if that works. Tell me if it works. So 465 is getting potentially a new speed limit, which I'm so excited because if you've ever driven around 465, it sucks because it's at a 55 mile per hour speed limit currently. And so a bill passed by the Indiana legislature, I can't speak today, aims to increase the speed limit on I-465 from 55 to 65. Yes! If signed by Governor Mike Braun, the change would take effect on July 1st, 2025. The bill will address road funding and safety initiatives, including the potential for establish more toll road. I didn't read that part, you guys. Toll roads? The hell do we need toll roads? Okay, well, so good and bad. I don't want toll roads. I always hate when I go into cities and I have to deal with toll roads, but I guess I'll take it if I can drive faster. I do like to drive fast. Okay. If you are on 465, there's a couple of things. One, if you live here, one, if you don't. 465 currently is 55 miles per hour. And nobody drives 55 miles per hour. If you're driving 55 miles per hour on 465, this is that. Wait, let me do this. That's this loop. Okay. if you're driving 55 miles per hour, you're going to get run over, because I even think them moving it up to 65 isn't actually fast enough, because I would say the majority of people drive 70 to 75. And then we were heading to the airport the other day when I was going to a video conference, and on the way there, Adam and I we were probably going 70, 75, and people were literally blowing past us. So you know that they were going 80 or 85. But interesting, if you don't know this yet, they have actually started putting up speed traps. So they're on a truck. It will take a picture of your license plate, and you will get in the mail. I haven't got one, knock on wood, yet. They send you a ticket because you were driving too fast. Now, they're mostly in construction because there's been so much construction around 465 that this is their way to try to keep people from speeding. I have been on Facebook, and I have so many friends that are like, damn it, I got a speeding ticket, or I got a letter in the mail. And so they're going out. I know that they are. But I think by moving it from 55 to 65 is actually going to be beneficial. So I'm excited about that. Again, I'm curious if you think it's a good thing. Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you actually, is there anybody that drives 55 miles per hour on a highway? Like, I get it on like other roads, but on the highway, when you aren't like, you don't have stoplights or you don't have all these things, and you're just going, 55 seems really slow. Like, there are country roads in good old Indiana where the speed limit is 55 on a country road. So 55 on a highway, it just seems really slow. Anyways, and I don't know who drives 55. It's funny because when you see a cop that's on the side of the road, you kind of like slow down, but you're like going 75 and you like slow down to 65. So I think that's kind of their thought is 65 is normal on 465. So anyways, I got really excited about this one. I don't know why I get really excited about it, but partially because, man, if you're not around here and you can kind of tell.
Low power warning, check the power supply.
Hmm. Looks like I may be back.
Okay, hold on.
I'm blurry.
Well, I'm trying to fix that. There's only so many things I can do at once.
Technical difficulties are always fun. Is it back? It looks like it is. Okay. We're going to assume we're back. Okay. So the computer or the camera just died. The battery died. So if you're still watching, hopefully, if you're not, then, well, we'll just keep talking. Okay. The next topic that we have is the Parade of Homes, which is the last weekend. So, first weekend was last weekend, and the last weekend is next weekend. Have I confused you enough yet? The Parade of Homes is awesome. It's free. So, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it's a great event for people. I think we're frozen again. Oh, now we're back. Okay. So the Parade of Homes, which is an amazing event put on by Baggy, it's phenomenal. One, it's free. So that is huge because a lot of people don't want to spend the money for it, right? But you get to go and they have a list of houses. There's 60 homes, 20 plus builders. They range from 250,000 to 4 million. And this is a map that kind of can show you where they all are. So you can, if you're wanting to look at Hamilton County, you can see here that there are a bunch of different houses. So there's 2 here. If you go up, there's some here in Carmel, Westfield. And then we actually did a home tour of one in Chatham. So, which is right there. So there's 2 in Chatham golf course. And so you can go and tour those. Like I said, it's free. So you identify where they're at. It's from noon until 6 p.m. and you get to tour houses, which I know a lot of people, that's their favorite thing. If you're wanting to do design ideas or you want to look at a builder, like if there's a specific builder that you want to see, then you can go and tour that builder's house. So see, it gives you a list of all of the homes and the sponsors and everything. So it's a great thing if you're in the area and you want to visit and or explore different builders and different homes, get ideas. Just wanted to kind of throw that out there of like something to do. It's supposed to be gorgeous this weekend. Unless Indiana decides to change their mind. Mother Nature does that a lot in Indiana. One moment it is beautiful, sunny, and gorgeous, and the next minute it's cold, rainy, or sleeting and hailing. Gotta love Indiana. Okay. We want to always talk about, a community, what the stats are, how things are moving, and or show you houses within a specific area. So what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about, I do a flyover where it includes all townships. And so it gives you a good idea. So we always start with Marion, like I did last time. Marion is the median sales price in Marion currently is at $254,000. With 875 sold. There were 1232 new listings and 874 or 75 that sold. And then the active inventory is sitting around 1,600. So that's really good for Marion County. 13 days on the market. That's wild again for Marion County. I would say a lot of people have actually noticed that has started to slow a little bit. And it also depends on price point, right? There are still houses that are in the 100,000s. There's price point that of course then goes into the millions. So that just gives you a good idea of what Marion County is doing. Then if we go to Hamilton, which again, this channel does a lot of content on Hamilton County. So I want to give you an idea as we go from week to week of how that looks. So median sales price in Hamilton County is $455,637. 637. There were 440 sold, 486 active homes, 6 days on the market, which is the last time we talked, I believe it was at 7 days. So that number is getting smaller, which means homes are selling faster. Inventory is still really low. You guys, when you have rates in the sixes, I think a lot of clients, especially sellers, are hesitant. They're sitting here at a 2 or 3% interest rate. Sorry, I thought my puppy. I saw her move in the picture. Evie always has to be part of the video. She's so cute. Anyways, you have sellers. This might be you, where you're sitting on a 2 or 3% interest rate and you're not really wanting to move yet because that could greatly increase what your mortgage payment is going to be, when you move. And prices have also gone up. So there's a lot of so much pent up demand because people are not listing their houses. They're not selling. But yet we have a lot of people still relocating or wanting to move. They either want to move up or they want to move down. But when they look at the numbers, and I have this conversation with a lot of clients time and time again, where it's like, we look at the numbers. I did last year. I had a client. She called me this last week and she was like, okay, I think I want to move. But she's in a rock and a hard place. She has a lot of equity in her house. So that's a bonus. She's going to take the equity she has in her current home to be able to move it to the next home. But she can't even buy the same size of house and be anywhere close from a mortgage payment on the next house. So that's where she's frustrated. Now, luckily for her, she's okay with downsizing a little bit. Because she doesn't need all the space anymore. And so it's going to work out for her, but it's still going to increase her payment per month, even though she's putting a big lump sum down. So that's why we have a lot of pent up demand for houses. Spring, here's the thing. We've already started seeing it. Houses are starting to hit the market. If you're looking for houses in the area, Thursdays are always the highest trafficked day on the internet for when houses hit the market because people are looking and they want to see what houses are going to hit so that they can go see them over the weekend. Well, I'm here to tell you, days on market, you can see right there, it's at 6. So, okay, 6 sounds long, but here's what I'm going to tell you, the back end, okay? A house hits the market. Let's say they get an offer the second day, because we're going to go to 6 days. The second day, they negotiate for a couple days, and then the agent doesn't get it in the system for a couple days. You're at 6 days. So I'm going to tell you, like, oh, thumbs up. I get a really fun little, that's a fun image. You get 6 days goes by in 2 seconds. So I'm just saying, and now I'm frozen. I'm frozen, you guys. Let's stop screen sharing and see if that kicks it. I'm frozen.
Yeah.
I'm frozen. I don't know how long it's going to take to not be frozen. Still frozen. Can you hear me? Say I'm still frozen.
You can talk.
I can talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so my screen is frozen. But you can still hear me. That's annoying. Okay. Anyways, all I was saying there is that homes are still selling really, really fast. And so ultimately, I just feel like you still have to move fairly quickly with your agent. We tell all of our clients, if this is a house and you want it and you don't want to miss out on it, then you need to tell me that, because I have some clients that are like, I'd be interested in this, but they're not like really interested in it. And those are different things. I have different clients looking at different things though. And some are like, if it's the right house. So anyways, so there's that one. I don't know if I can do a screen share. Let's try to see if I can do another screen share, because I wanted to show you the data for, let's see if it'll trigger the camera. Can you maybe like turn it off and turn it back on?
No. Do it from here.
How?
The other program. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Go to that one. Go to camera. No. The camera toggle. Right there. Yeah. Wait. Don't click either one of those. Just click the camera icon. There you go.
Oh,
Now try to turn it back on.
nope. It's frozen again when I do that. It's weird. It's like
All the problems in one day.
all the problems. Well, it's a podcast now, and they can't see anything. Oh, the joys of live video. The problem is that I can't. Oh, yours is up. Why is it showing that? Okay, so you can see the shared video and hear me talking, but you can't see me. Okay, well, we'll just go with what you can see with the video, because maybe, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it. But this shows Hamilton County, and the reason I show this is because this shows you 13 months year to date, or 13 months or year to date, and this is just Hamilton County, but this is Westfield. Okay, so we're going to talk Westfield now at this point. So Westfield currently is sitting at 448,000 median sales, closed sales 140, 14 days on market. So it's slower in Westfield than it is even in Marion County and or Marion County and all of the surrounding cities. So it's actually a little bit slower. So if you have a house that you're listing in Westfield, just be prepared for it to go a little bit slower. But you guys, 14 days is nothing in the scheme of things. When I first started in the business, homes, the average days on market was like 4 months. And so 14 days is still ridiculously fast. New listings, there were 186. So you can see like that's why your monthly supply of inventory is only sitting at 1.4. So it's really good, honestly. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that. You're going to see a black screen because apparently you can't see me, but we're going to share another screen. We're going to look at different homes that are listed in Westfield. So this first one that we're going to share is, I went a little bit different because of how the market is moving, I think, and or in Hamilton County, there are a lot of people that are looking at condos or properties that aren't just single family homes. So I wanted to be a little bit more diverse in what we look at. And so the first one that we're going to look at is this one here on Duro. Yep. You guys can make fun of me because I can't say that word. Trail, but this is a condo. So it's listed, it's in that lower price point for Westfield, which is $319,990. It is 1,500 square feet, 2 bed, 2.5 bath, just built 2025. And the subdivision is Bonterra. So, I mean, you can go and look at the details and all that. One of the things I always tell people is to look at the map. You're going to get used to me saying that with respect to any house so that you can kind of see where it's at. So it's off of 32, which 32 is great. Big Hoffa, super close to Big Hoffa's, which is a fabulous barbecue spot. And then there's shopping, Kroger, all that along here. So it's a really great location. If you keep going into Westfield, this is downtown Westfield and tons of shopping and dining as well. So that's always good to kind of look at. Sorry, let me go back into that. But I wanted to show you the pictures because I think it's a pretty beautiful property. Everything's new. So you've got an open feel, fresh, clean, but it gets you in that lower price point. Again, not a standalone home or a single family home, but it's a condo. And you can see across the street, they've got, other versions or styles of homes, which I like. I like variety. And this is a great little property to be able to get yourself in Westfield I have a feeling some of these will also be rentals, just because condos tend to have those a little bit more unless they're restricted. Most builders won't restrict them, but you've got a little patio out the back. And it's MI Homes is the builder. So you can kind of see. So see how like these are the ones that we're looking at where it's a 3-story, and then you've got ones that are 2 stories. So you can look at those as well. But I just think that's a great little community and or property that gets you again, like I said, in that kind of lower price point, so to speak. So there you go. That is the first home tour. Next one that we're going to show you, and it's going to go blank again and show me. I'm just like frozen on the screen. It's hilarious. The next property that I wanted to kind of bring to your attention, this one I feel like people don't know about. So I found this over the weekend and I was super excited about it. I thought maybe it would be already gone because of what it is. So 16632 Oak Road. It's in Westfield again, because we're talking about Westfield, listed at $599. That was the original price. It's still there because it hasn't moved. It's only been on the market for 5 days. And 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, almost 2,500 square feet, built in 1964. Now, the reason I brought this up is because you guys, this is kind of got like a mid-century modern styled feel. Like, look at that, the roof pitch. Okay, so it's got a gravel driveway. Okay, so purchase it and put in a driveway. But look at this. It feels like you're kind of in Brown County, because you've got all the trees. It stinks because it needs to be updated. Oh, don't go away, please. Oh, it's like we are on the struggle bus today, you guys. It is. I want to get into the inside, but look at that. Okay, so a wood siding, which is really cool. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but look at the stone wall when you first walk in. Again, this kind of is giving that mid-century modern-ish. It needs work, don't get me wrong, but I mean, look at all the natural light that's coming in. If you like that wood, like the wood beam, paint the wood if you really don't like it, or freshen it up, change out the carpet, put in some floors. Like, I just think that there's so much potential. Look at that atrium. I have to admit, although yes, I live in Fishers, or Hamilton County, I wish that we actually had more properties that were this mid-century modern. Look at that atrium. All that light that's coming in, I would have all of the plants. All of the plants would be in here. It would be like my interior, like greenhouse. Look at that. All that natural light. Anyways, I'm surprised this hasn't gone. Okay, maroon tile. I don't hate that. I think you could get some super cool wallpaper. Wallpaper's back in, so you can, change out the wallpaper. You could even change out some of the finishes of it. But I actually love this. I love that this is the tile that or matches the tile, the door handles. I just feel like this has so much to offer. I think it maybe is a little price high because it has all these things that it needs done, but what a cool property. I love the pitch of the roof, right? The ceiling and how that is situated. I'm not okay. I have to admit, I'm not sure why agents take pictures like this. What is this showing me? I don't that there's space between the cabinet and the wall. Anyways, I digress, you guys. Sometimes I can't handle some of the pictures that people post. You guys all know that. This is me. I feel like what this is showing me is that if you tear up this carpet, this is all hardwoods. Like, why would they? There's no reason that they would have changed that because it's in multiple spaces. Like, you can see it here. I bet you if you tear that up, this is hardwood all the way throughout. And so you tear all of that up and then you refinish it. I've got a guy that refinishes hardwood floors who's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you guys, let's be honest. It's got a lot going for it, but it also has a lot that's not going for it. Um That is a second kitchen on the downstairs floor with the washer and dryer in the kitchen. You're either gonna think that I'm crazy, or if you have a vision, I mean, you guys, this could be awesome. There's so much potential. And is that a built-in pool? It's a pool out back. Anyways, you guys, on land, I mean, I'm surprised this isn't gone. And the only reason I think it's not gone is probably because of price. Anyways, to have something like this in Westfield, like you can't, like again, it feels like you're in Brown County because you're like secluded from everything, right? Like you're not around anybody. So that's my like diamond in the rough. It's not a diamond yet. It could become. It is it's a diamond when you find the diamond and it needs to become a diamond because right now it's not that. Anyways, okay. I digress. The last one that I wanted to show you, you guys, I'm really bummed because there was one that popped on the market that was just amazing and it came off the market. It pended earlier this morning. I was really excited about it, so I had to pick a different one for you, but I feel like this is a really good one as well. This one is the higher price point. So it's sitting at 1.9 million essentially on 908 Oak Terrace Road. Now, this is Chatham Hills. We talked about it. We talk about it in a lot of our videos. We actually did a video series called Building a Custom Home with BBG Construction and Ben Davis. This is not a Ben Davis. He actually doesn't do spec homes, but this is a spec home that is a Wedgwood built spec home, and it's beautiful. So it's on the 9th hole. It's of course Chatham is a golf course, and so being in Chatham on the golf course in Noblesville, which is phenomenal. So that's just to kind of show you again location. I love location. I believe this is actually in the gated section of Chatham. So you've got that from a safety perspective, if that's something that is of concern of yours. But let's check out these pictures. I do love a good new build construction. So what I love about this is they took the picture and they put grass on it. So apparently there's not grass yet, but you will have grass, which I love. That way, you know that when you pull up to the house, there technically is no grass, but you've got grass. Entryway, tons of natural light. I love natural light because I think living in Indiana, it's one of the things that gets you through the winter better for kind of that seasonal depression that a lot, some people, not a lot, I don't really get it, but a lot of people complain about how they're kind of depressed because it's cold and rainy or whatever. Well, with a lot of windows, you get more of that natural light. The beams are gorgeous, big open kitchen, double oven, stainless steel appliances. I love that they did a neutral color, but then did a pop of color in the island. I'm seeing that more and more. I also do love a good barn door that doesn't feel like a barn door. This is kind of like a step up on what a barn door would look like. But look at that. When you step in the front door, that's what you see. You've got the trees in the back. You've got all the natural light coming in. Yeah, look at that. I almost wish they maybe would have made these two big, huge doors that you could have like slid open because it looks like the door's just over here. Simple fireplace, kind of that modern feel. That back deck is huge. You can kind of see it from here how big the deck is out back. Kitchen. Just depends. Kind of like it almost looks like a bronze kind of hue with that wood, and then they brought in the bronze handles. Please remove your shoes. I'm gonna assume this is the primary. So I like when they put like text down here to tell me what it is. They really went all in on the bronze because you can see the bronze is here on the light sconces. door handles. It's just a little bit different. That's a little bit different than this color, but I don't think you'll notice when you get in there. Beautiful walk-in closet. You guys, I flip through pictures like this. I go real fast because I like to see them really fast. But I know you're probably telling me to slow down. Slow down. I don't need to slow down. You just need to call me and we'll go tour it because I love touring houses. It's one of my favorite things to do. I think that's why most agents become agents, is because they love touring. I love that tile. Do you see that tile in the back? That's so pretty. Oh, I love that. The green accents. Green is in right now. Huge in, and they crushed it there. Just with a little bit of a pop of color. So these are the basement downstairs bedrooms with the egress to be able to get out. Garage, it looks like they epoxied the garage, which is always a bonus. And then this is the backyard area. So you're looking out on that little pond river. Oh, that looks like it. So that looks like you can open those up from the kitchen to be able to serve. It's really pretty. I love that they've more curves versus just a straight aspect. So it's a 3 garage split. Not sure how I feel about that, but I'd have to go see it in person and fill it out. Oh, you could put like a hot tub right there. That'd be really cool. And it's in the woods. And then there's the Pete Dye golf course. So you can kind of see. Yeah, I like that. So this is a section, I will say. So you're pretty close to your neighbors. But that also means you don't have as much yard to maintain, which is always a bonus. So yeah, so that kind of gives you an idea of what there is in essentially in Westfield. We are doing this so that you can kind of get an idea of what there is to offer on all different price points, right? Kind of the low, mid, and high. And I know you can't see me right now, which feels really weird, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, even though it's a shit show at the end. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching our quote Tuesday roundabout. If you liked it, make sure to share with a friend, or if you would like to like the video and subscribe, we post videos like this about the area where we talk about what's going on, and we do custom tours of homes. And so if there's something you want to see, leave it in the comment below, because we want to hear from you and know how we can make this channel better and provide you with more information to help you in that decision of either moving from community to community, if you're looking at selling, or if you're out of state and want to consider this area, let us know as well. I hope you enjoyed today's topics, and we'll catch you in the next one, where hopefully you'll be able to actually see me and we will have our shit together where you can actually see the video. Anyways, we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.